What is good, our fellow spinsters? What's up for the newest episode of Spin from the Real? Once again, I am Matt, and joining me as always is Chris D'Anthony Wade, Lopez, and
Try. Yo, what's good? It's happy Monday. Happy post 4th of July to all you folks that are watching right now, whether live or after the fact. I had a killer migraine for the 4th. How about you guys? Did you spend your 4th well? Shug, I know you did. I saw your ass.
Yeah,
I had a good time.
He stone cold stunned him. It was great.
I loved it, dude. I loved it. If y'all ain't following Shug on TikTok, you just gotta. Shug9323 on TikTok. My man had me cracking up when I saw that video.
What's up, Corey Cameron?
What's up, Corey? No,
I see you, CC, in the chat.
I had a chill, laid back 4th because my family, we black. So, like when it's a holiday that falls on like a Saturday or Sunday,
right?
You celebrate the day before,
right?
And then you use the actual holiday to recover. So like we did our 4th of July festivities on Saturday the 3rd.
Word.
And yesterday the longest friend I've ever had, like we've been friends since preschool. He's a 4th of July baby. So every year his parents do a small little thing at their house. So I spent some time there. Then Jen and I came back. We watched a couple episodes of Invincible, and there was something else we watched before that. So,
word, hell yeah, dude!
Oh shit!
Frank Alvarez in chat was good. Hey guys, can't stay long. Just want to stop by and ask a small favor of you, especially my homie Shug.
What's up, Frank?
If you want Shug to do something, woo! I'm kind of scared if you want Shug to do something.
I know I'm worried. Who do I got to take out?
There he is. If you happen to see or hear from Radis, let him know he's skating on thin ice. We don't play games over here. We don't. We only play games on Twitch.
Frankie, that ain't my homie. I just dance for him.
that sounds even worse than being.
But I'll let him know. I'll let him know, Frankie.
You was mistress then.
No, ain't no mistress. I dance for the motherfucker, but that's about it.
Yo,
when I said it kind of sounds bad, but it's all right.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Sounds like a mistress to me.
Yo, Frank Alvarez in the chat. First of all, what's good? Second off, we'll make sure that Shug is the one that lets him know. Yes, Shug rides for me. Yo,
obviously his name's Alvarez.
I don't like that Radis dude either. I got you, Frank.
Yeah.
The hell, that Radis dude. Like, come on, get that man out of here. And I know we're gonna talk to his faction mates in like a second right here. But if you aren't following us on Twitter, down in the left-hand corner, please do so at Spin From The Real and our main channel Twitter at Watt Real Podcast. Give us a follow. It's greatly appreciated.
Not pod.
Oh, excuse me. I'm thinking of Twitch. Watt Real Ent. I can't read. TikTok rookie boy. TikTok. Oh, you carrying cross out here? That's what's up. I can rock with that. But, yo, we do have a guest to start the show because we typically break down the past week's matches, and we have a guest that actually competed last week. So hell yeah.
And he's finally on this show proper.
Right. He's been on our channel 1,000 times. He's never been on Spin From The Real.
I know. I just literally watched the stream we did the other day when I mooned him. But after the beatdown he gave him Ben, I actually am not upset now. No, I'm not upset. I don't regret nothing. I don't regret nothing now because he put a hurting on my favorite fraction. But let's bring this guy in, man. He's awesome. One of the great rookies that came in and is just showing up. So let's talk to him. That is Mr. And I think Matt is frozen again. Yes, he is.
Yeah, we lost Matt, but we do have the boy King Khan.
What's up?
King Khan.
Yo, welcome already.
Welcome to the real kingdom over here, because you've been on our channel a bunch of times.
I think it was kind of just I was like in the chat, and you're like, "Hey, do you want to jump on the show?" And I was like, "Sure." And so that's what happened the last few
free
times.
for all.
Yeah, that was a free for all.
Yeah, it was free for all. It was a long time ago too. But I mean, here you are, right here at King Khan of the FinStock Exchange. And y'all were asking me, like, why are you wearing LeBron stuff on the show? Because I gotta put on stuff from one king to another, and that's what's up. You have the jester on. Excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me, Frankie.
I won't mention your PPE. against mine, but
We're out here comparing PPEs, huh?
I saw that the Schmoed on Twitter posted a graphic of me and a graphic of Alvarez. Look at both PPEs and compare the two.
We're out here. Yo, this is not a PPE measuring contest, okay, King Khan? Like, we need to Google it, brother. Donkey Kong. Excuse me.
Couldn't even spell the last name right.
Yeah, I got a new mic. What are you talking about? I got a new mic.
Woo, my man coming in hot in the chat. Frankie Alvarez. Who's that loser in the Twitch chat from Taylor Cleek? The rep.
But back to me.
Yes, back to you, King. This is why we're here. So, King, first of all, congratulations on your W from last week.
I don't know if everyone on this panel shares that sentiment, but yeah,
I do.
Yeah, I know for a fact Matt does, and I do. Should maybe not so much, but I mean, you beat Ben Goddard. It took you to your third round. You had to answer some third round questions, but I mean, it seemed pretty, like easy peasy for you. So what was your process going into the match against Goddard? Someone who's been, I mean, the record may not reflect that, but he's a good Shmonak competitor.
Going into the match, I fully did not expect to play Goddard or someone of Goddard's caliber, because I thought as a rookie I'd play another rookie in my second match, as most people have been doing. And then I got the email, Khan versus Goddard. I'm like, all right. I mean, this is what the fans wanted to see, is an exchange rookie playing someone with more experience. So I was up to the challenge. And then, yeah, I mean, in the match, I did not expect that to go the way it did, but happy it did.
Yo, and Ben Goddard, like he's no slouch. And I know on this show we're big Ben Goddard advocates, right? Because I think he gets a lot of flack, almost unnecessarily, especially Suge. Yes, especially Suge out of the three of us. But you also, like all the exchange,
till I die.
All the exchange rookies, they've had, like, yes, y'all are TKOing people left and right, and then you go into this match and you don't maybe TKO him, but you don't have to enter a 5. You got damn close.
You basically TKO'd him. Let's be honest.
I was close.
You got damn close.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, behind this, I really wanted it because
I bet, and I mean, after you played that second round, I guarantee you wanted it too.
And you were that close to a KO. I was like,
that's true. But here, credit to Ben Goddard where it's due. He did not lie down and just say, here, just like you win the match by TKO. He fought back to make sure he didn't lose a point for his own faction. So I commend him for that.
But everything else you don't commend him. You're like, never mind.
I know he played well.
All over him, context.
We both got perfect. We both got the first 8 questions right, and then that's where things started to diverge.
And then the king part of King Khan really started to take the advantage in the match. And again, Ben Goddard, none to scoff at, but again, there's that pesky opponent's choice that is almost plaguing matches nowadays. It's plaguing the entire league and the FCL. We can't escape it.
Which, by the way, spoiler alert, real slice of the league choice.
There you go.
That's become the
our segments become a meme. Yeah. I hate it.
There might be a new Teespring shirt being announced tonight. We'll see.
Oh, great. Well, hell yeah. But for you, King, so you're like you said, you're one of the first exchange rookies to actually get someone who's not another rookie. Mm-hmm. And with your match with Goddard, and again, the record doesn't reflect it, but as a faction, all of y'all, because a lot of y'all are rooks, like is that something y'all converse about? Is like the scrutiny or people wanting to test you, fans testing you, saying like, oh, the exchange ain't that good because they're only playing rookies.
I mean, yeah. We all see the comments that we haven't played anyone yet, which is disrespectful to people we have played and beat, like Peggy or like Christina or the people we have beat. So I think the fans are unintentionally insulting them when that happens. But we see the comments, but we know how good we are. We know that we could beat anybody on any given day, and it's just a matter of scheduling, really. If we have to play rookies, we'll play them, we'll win, and then we just move on from there. It's not like we're intentionally not playing veterans to boost our own record.
You guys don't really get a say in this. This is all scheduling. It's just
it's up to Gucci and Christian and whoever else is handling scheduling. Yeah.
And King, sure. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, please, Chris. Please, no. Please let me shut up. Go ahead.
But I mean, I just wanted to ask, did you go in this match with the mindset of, look, I know this is Suge's favorite player, so now I'm just gonna, play my best game. My PPE is gonna go through the roof just because I want to prove a point. No, but what, you talked about it right now. You said you're a rookie playing a non-rookie. Were you excited when you saw the email, or were you more like, oh man, what was your mindset?
I mean, I was excited for the challenge because I wanted to test myself against a non-rookie. And as regarding the den part of it, I mean, I know you love most of the den, but you should look at their record when they play us.
Hey!
Besides Thomas
you
Harper,
need to calm down.
5-1 against the den. Besides Thomas Harper, we have beaten everyone else in the den.
My man came in here with numbers, Shug. He was ready for your ass, dude.
I don't even want to look at him.
So when they're playing us, you should probably pick us. But I'm not discouraging you being.
I am not like some people that pick against their favorite factions.
Oh,
Chris Anthony Lopez,
and
or where he posts is, what's your favorite IG player? Mike Kalinowski, but didn't pick him in matches. So no, I don't do that, Con. I go with the den because I love the den. But you know what? I am becoming a fan of yours because you not only know how to talk on the mic, not only know how to play movie trivia. You're just a cool dude, so I like you, man. So you can stay for a little bit longer. I'll let you stay.
Yeah, I was about to get kicked off. Oh, like Matt is.
Yeah.
Yo, but Con, so what's the camaraderie with Gucci like? Because we had Radis. He just came on our show last week and just ran amok, and I hated it. But obviously, he's like the second coming of Gucci, and we see like there are some real eccentric characters in this, but you stick out from the bunch because you aren't, super dirty like Radis is. Like, what's your camaraderie with Gucci like, especially with match prep and going into a match like this, whether it is another rookie or a match against like a second-year player like Goddard?
I think, I saw, to touch on the Gucci part, I saw a comment in the Facebook group about, is every member of the exchange just cloned from some part of Gucci's personality? And I think it's a funny joke, but I think it's actually kind of true because I think the cockiness that Gucci exudes is where I come from. So I go into he knows how to boost my confidence, keep me motivated with like a zinger during the manager time. And so, yeah, I think me and him, at first, it didn't seem like the best match because, I'm kind of quiet. Not like the meanest person, quote unquote, but
you're far from it, dude. You're far from it.
As I kept getting matched, I think I've realized that Gucci was a great fit for me. So, and
geez, you're proving a lot of folks wrong because you were the guy that Christian didn't know who you were, but now you're out here, you're beating his guy. Like Goddard's one of his dudes, like so, like you're coming in here beating some of his own. Taylor Cleek in the chat. Wait, you want me to get him on again, Chris?
No,
for the love of God, no.
Do it, Taylor.
No, I'm good. And Jeff,
I love the Rager, but he's better in short spurts.
1,000%, yes. And Jeff, the Den have been great except for all the losses they have. I mean, that's for
Jeff. Shut up.
That's for a lot of factions,
We're all great if you only take our wins. Every faction is great if you only consider the wins.
I said this not too long ago. I don't remember if it was Spin from the Real or Schmo Me the Real. By the way, this upcoming Friday, are we on this channel? We're on this channel, right? I think so. But
don't do anything around here anymore.
Get out! Don't act like you're not in the group chat. But with the exchange, I feel like out of all the teams who are not the dungeon, or even with the dungeon, I feel like y'all have the best record. Like in some weird sense, like y'all aren't at the top, but y'all have the best record in the whole Schmodown as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we've had the best record for a few months now. It's because we keep winning. When we do lose, it's not very often. Like even last week, we did unfortunately lose 2 in a row, but you see how we bounced back this week. I won't touch on Friday's match. That's a separate issue.
I mean, we can talk about Friday's match in a little bit. I definitely would love your 2 cents because I'm still trying to. I rewatched it before we came here, and I still have no idea what the hell happened.
I'm just, I'm not allowed to. The Barbarian specifically requested I not talk about.
By all means, then we will wait until the king shuts the door to the castle, and then we'll leave, or then we'll talk about it. But this match, right? You spin Pixar. And in your second round, and obviously the opponent's choice, and we'll get to your thought process behind movie release dates. But Pixar is this a I'm assuming you're a younger fellow, so is Pixar just something that you were like? I don't want to exploit your strengths and weaknesses, but obviously something more familiar with.
I mean, if people saw how I did in Pixar and the fact that, I am on the younger side, it's basically, yes, I consider Pixar a stronger category for me. That's really all I watched growing up because that's all my parents would show me were Pixar movies.
Word.
Yeah, I would say that was a strength. And then just going in, I knew if I landed on something on the first spin that was good enough, I would just take it, not risk opponent's choice, which has been coming up a lot. And then, yeah, it worked out in my favor.
Right, and that Pixar, what's up, Matt? And that whole the Pixar slice, like, and that's something that's been around in the Schmodown for years now. You've seen it since the inception.
Yeah.
But I mean, even now, even after all the questions that you got, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't like softballs.
They're not softballs, no.
Yeah, they weren't throwing you some easy ass questions, but you still made your way through that category. And once opponent's choice came up for Goddard, like you and Gooch, I know Gucci recommended video game movies, which I know maybe my man doesn't follow Ben Goddard on Twitch.
I know people want to pile on Gucci for saying, oh, he keeps suggesting the worst wheel slices to give an opponent. And I'm like, he's talking it out. He's like making sure I know like what I want to give Goddard, just like making sure every wheel slice possible is covered. And then you're just talking through it. So I mean, I respect that he threw out video games because I could have given him it, but movie release dates was definitely a better choice.
So, how come, if I may ask?
Why was movie releases a better choice?
Why for you? Because you threw that out there. You threw out the recommendation of movie release dates. Is it just historically movie release dates?
Yeah, it's definitely more of a historical thing because we've seen even this year the questions are getting even harder than just what year did this come out. The writers are being very good about phrasing questions differently, maybe tripping competitors up even more. So I don't think Goddard considers himself a release date savant, so I felt pretty comfortable giving him release dates.
Yo, and what's up? I know Matt, my man.
It's all good.
He'll wear the exchange on his face, but the king's here, and he gets scared. He gets intimidated.
I just got interrupted. That's all.
It's all good.
You're good, brother.
I wanted to ask you because you said the joke about how each player is kind of cloned from Gucci, and you said yours is the cockiness. Where does that cockiness come from?
Just where does my cockiness come from?
Yeah,
I think it's just because I feel comfortable answering trivia questions. A lot of people have asked me, how do you do under the lights, or how have you performed under the lights? And I think because it's movie trivia, I feel a lot more comfortable talking smack, back to my opponent. And so I think that's where the cockiness. I've been a natural competitor. It's just something that's natural to me. So that's where the cockiness comes from, because I know I can throw in a zinger every now and then because I know the answers to the questions. So.
Well, I mean, my man obviously has a big PPE, so like he's gonna flex that thing when he can,
I mean, you got to flex your PPE every once in a while. You got to flex your PPE every once in a while. I mean, do you go to the bars and just show your PPE to everybody?
Yeah, I have like a card with the number printed on it. It's like, here.
Yeah. Word.
Do you want to see how good I am at movie trivia? Yeah.
I mean, that's how you get all the people to come see you.
Right.
Know.
But Khan, I know you've been on our show and on our channel a million times, but if I've asked you this question, please forgive me. But for the whole Schmodown process, or you getting into the Schmodown, I should say, like you were someone, and again, every single person that even talks to you brings up the draft. Taylor Cleek. I mean, I bet Radis must have told him how big his PPE is, 100%. But for you,
this is a family show, right? Okay.
we're talking about PPE in the Schmodown. Stats, baby, stats, numbers, math. But you going into the draft, and you're one of the diamonds in the rough, especially in the later rounds. And we've seen you played folks that got drafted later. Not to flick any picks towards certain competitors, but we saw people get taken around where you were taken in the draft, and obviously they didn't stack up the way you have. So before the draft, was doing the audition video just something where you just stab in the dark, see what happens? Because I mean, I'm assuming you've been a fan of the Schmodown for a bit now.
Yeah, the audition video thing, I saw it on Patreon. I was like, it was literally a stab in the dark. I'm like, I don't think I'll ever get picked because I don't have like a social media following or anything. But I might as well just film something. If Christian and Mark like it, then great. But I did not expect anything when I filmed the audition video. So all right, we're down to 2.
It's just you and me. This is you and me, King. I'm just a mere plebe in your king now.
After I submitted the video, a few weeks passed, and I'm like, well, I haven't heard back. So I gave it a shot. And then I think about a week and a half before the draft, I see an email from the Barbarian in my inbox. And I'm like, what? Could this really be happening? And then he interviewed me. I thought it went well, but then he's talked on other shows how he didn't think I could play a heel. So he had JTE look at the dossier. He found me, really liked what he saw. JTE called me, went back to the Barbarian and said, we need to draft King Khan. And so that was, I think, the tipping point was JTE's seal of approval. And so that's what ultimately got me on the Finstock Exchange.
Word. And with you joining the exchange, like you said that the villain, or I shouldn't say villain, the heel persona, if we can break down the fourth wall for a minute, like was obviously y'all had to have talked about it beforehand, but did the king part come before or after your Schmodown admission?
As in the nickname?
Or submission? Yes. Or no, well, it's your name. So I'm like, name. Well, where does your name come from?
Sorry, there's a lapse in memory, but yeah,
you're fine. I got you.
The King Kong name has been around longer than people might realize. There was a thing I had in a middle school like competition where I also went by King Khan. It was my email address for a long time. So
wait, what was the middle school thing?
It was.
King, we're losing you, King. Oh no. Oh man.
Oh, I think I'm back.
Okay, yeah, we can hear you. Oh no, we can't.
Ask the question again, sorry.
We got you.
What was the question again? Sorry, I think it cut out.
It's okay. What's the middle school thing you used to do where you used the name King Kong?
It was like an end of year, like Olympic style, just competition, just to celebrate the end of the school year. And so when I was in 8th grade, I went to a really small middle school. So it was only me and 4 other people. So we were all like team captains. Yeah, we were all team captains for like the rest of the school. And we just decided to adopt like king and queen names. And I originally was gonna go by King. But then someone was like, King Khan sounds way cooler. And I'm like, you're right, it does sound cooler. So then that's where King Kong originated from.
And and we lost you for a minute, but what was the alternate name that you had chosen before King Khan?
Oh, there was not an alternate name. I mean, Khan like my name Khan generally leads to some good nicknames like Con Man, Pros and Cons. Yeah, you just
Khan the Destroyer.
Yeah, and just because Khan's also a Star Trek villain, so Wrath of Khan. There's so many. It naturally has a lot of good nicknames that come from it. But King was really the only one I threw out to Barbarian as a suggestion. He's like, well, Christian approves it, so we're good to go.
Word. See, I love the King Khan again. We're just mere plebes in your kingdom at this point, dude. And the whole exchange, y'all have been on fire. Yeah, you said the previous week y'all weren't y'all had two losses, which I mean everybody has to lose at some point, But y'all, even with those losses, y'all are still one of the most impressive factions going on right now. And with a bunch of rookies, so all of y'all are really going into this together, And was that? And of course, you're not gonna talk foul about the exchange because why would you? But did you feel more comfortable going with a bunch of other people who were in similar positions as you were?
I think, initially I was like, I don't know if this whole rookie thing will work because a lot of us are new to the game. But I think because a lot of us came in as fans, it helped the camaraderie, it helped the strategy because we knew what to expect going in. We knew the rules and how to train up the players who maybe didn't know as much. I think it turned out way better than it went.
Word, you're in and out, King. You're in and out.
Oh, that's sorry. I've always had Wi-Fi issues, but
my whole issues decided to just go to him too. So
Yeah, Matt's out here freaking. You're spreading that glitch, bro. It's okay. We're fine. We're all good. But King, to you and y'all like obviously working together a ton within the exchange. Who impresses you the most? Honestly, all the other rookies besides yourself, of course.
On the exchange or just in general?
On the exchange, or even we can expand it to everybody else, but primarily the exchange.
I mean, everyone on the exchange impresses me because, like, the amount of knowledge that these guys and girls have is incredible. Even someone you haven't seen play, unfortunately, Kim Taylor Foster, who we hope gets a match, but
saw her at the free for all.
It's up in the air. If like what you saw at the free for all is what we saw behind the scenes. Her getting questions right that the rest of us did not get. So I think I'm impressed with from top to bottom, all of us on the exchange.
Yo, and nice. Taylor Click's out here in the chat talking about how every faction is going to make a dossier next season after what Khan's been doing this year. And yo, have you gotten to see the dossier by chance?
I have seen it.
I feel like the dossier is like what's in the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's what it is at this point. But the dossier. I heard that we were in the dossier, which is awfully terrifying. ASG in the chat, no draft, no dossier. It's right. We could have no draft. I know things have been floating around of what the future of the league is. But as of right now, I'm assuming there's a draft, so I'm assuming there's a dossier.
Right, and now that people have seen how much of a steal I was, now they want me. I'm assuming other factions might want to recruit me next year. And, I won't like give away anything, but the exchange is the only faction that talks to me. So, I'm going to stand by them until they give me reason not to, which is never.
Loyal. I like it. I respect it. Yeah. So you're 2-0 now, Khan, and people kind of complaining. They're like, "Oh, 2-0 rookies shouldn't get a shot at the, a path to the title," which I think is stupid. I think if you're 2-0, you absolutely get put on a path. Doesn't mean you'll stay on that path. Yes, Matt, this has been a conversation by a show called Speaking of Schmodown where they talked about it. Yes.
I'm sitting here. Aren't you the same guy who said Radis doesn't deserve a path even though he's 2-0 though? That was what the look on my face.
That wasn't me. No, if he's 2-0, he should be put on the path. Does that mean that he will get there? We'll see. He's got to perform.
Like, I don't think rookies should be mentioned in the same breath as title shots until we win 3 in a row, or until we go 3-0.
That's fair.
So I think, I think if and when the exchange rookies get to 3-0, then we can start talking about number one contender matches and title shots.
And who's left out of that? Is that just you and Radis?
And Griffey Nooms.
And Griffey Nooms, of course. How can I forget?
All exchange. They're all exchange people.
Mm-hmm. And
I think
so if you think about it, go ahead.
It's the only other one in singles, at least from my memory, is I Am Robot himself, Frankie Alvarez. I think that's the only other 2-0 rookie.
Yes, that is correct.
Singles rookie, sorry.
So if you think about it, all 4 of those rookies are probably going to start playing. Well, Khan already did. He played Goddard. So the rest are probably going to be people that are non-rookies, unless we see a Radis Frankie Alvarez, which we probably will.
Which, I mean, everybody, why would you not?
Last to not forget Horowitz.
Right. I think
Horowitz.
I don't know. Like, these are all rumors, but like I think my other fellow 2-0 rookies in the exchange might still play another rookie just based on rumors. But again, that's not official or anything. So
the idea of rookies just playing rookies and those matches not meaning as much still boggles my mind. Don't worry, he won't be 2-0 much longer.
Jeez. No, he won't.
But I'm with Shug. I think we should. Yeah, folks are rookies, and kind of if you win another match, like you definitely should be considered. At least you should be in the same sentence as, who are folks who should be on a path to a title shot? Yeah. And same thing for Horowitz, same thing for Alvarez, and same thing for, unfortunately, Rick Radis. If they win their matches, then why the hell aren't they in title contention?
Right, because it's not like they're playing bad rookies to get to 3-0. They're playing sequentially better rookies.
Right.
Yeah, I bet you they will have earned it.
If you're a 2-0 rookie playing a 2-0 rookie, you're playing someone who's undefeated.
It's good.
And that means whoever wins that match is still undefeated, which means, hey, pretty damn good.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I argued against, because it doesn't matter if you're, understandably, I get it, you're a rookie, But if you're 2-0, and obviously look at the rookies this year. The rookies this year are probably the best rookies we've ever had in the Schmodown, to be honest with you. So you can't equate it to normal rookies like back in the day. You know, even though Goddard last year, if you think about the rookies were Barbarian, Goddard, Parker, Adam Collins, Marisol McKee, like those are like big names. Saul, Saul and everything.
But it was a smaller pool. Yeah.
It was a smaller pool. Whereas this year, all the rookies are legitimately like you're legitimately getting great rookies coming in. So we're gonna see what happens. And then ESG, he keeps his ear to the ground. Christian just said on POV that if they are not in the tournament, that Horace will play Newman in New York City. Don't see how either of them, especially Horace, won't be in the tournament though. That probably means that they're not in the tournament if Christian's saying that, but we'll see what happens.
You'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know any more than you guys do.
I mean, that's a lie. That's a lie.
Colin, I know you can't talk about it too much, but here I'll say it out loud.
Okay, go ahead.
If I'm the exchange, and I have to throw 4 people into a tournament because we're getting that confirmed 32 singles tournament, and I had to think about 4. Obviously, you're thinking of the 3 folks at the top of the faction. Of course, you think about the Rokas, the JTEs, the Barbarians, but we don't know their situation at that time. We won't know what they're on. You have to start considering your rooks, and especially with a faction like yours, you have a bunch of rooks to consider. You have folks like Radis, you have folks like Griffey Nooms who have been playing some stellar matches with some stellar competition there. Same thing for you. We also have to keep that in mind. And if that's the case, if Horowitz plays Newman, if they're not in the tournament, which, Newman, if I'm the exchange, I'm definitely thinking about putting Griffey Nooms in that damn tournament, because he's pretty damn good at what he does.
Well, it's gonna be, but here's the problem, Chris. It's gonna be hard because if you look at it, you're gonna have Roka, JTE, and Barbarian all in that tournament.
I did mention on Rundown that Christian did reveal a separate title path that included JTE. That's Adam Collins. I think Chance and Snyder were the other 2.
I saw that around too.
And we fully expect JT to win if that happens to be the case. So if he does, that would take him out of the tournament. So that is
take him out of the tournament.
That is one less thing to worry about.
That is very true if he's able to get to that. But I mean, maybe it's just me. I just hope the exchange loses every match the rest of the year. So let's just assume he's not. Who do you put in? Newman, Khan, Radis? That's going to be a tough decision for Gucci.
We are the one faction where if they did a 64-man singles tournament, we legitimately have 8 people we could put in.
Yeah, damn right.
On some real shit. Yes. I'm not even playing around either. Because obviously the top 3, Griffin News just mentioned him. You, of course.
Radis.
Tyrant. Brother Lomas.
And Taylor Foster.
Yeah, and even Haas, Mark Haas said he can do singles. He could do singles if he wanted. So
Chris, shout out to Brodney still coming in.
What's good, Brodney? What's up, brother? I see you in the chat. But there's a lot of hype at the exchange for good reason too. Y'all definitely been proving yourselves, and the fact that we still see some exchange slander. Taylor in the chat, instead of dancing next time he bets against the exchange, maybe Shook should kiss the ring. Sheesh. That's
I danced a little too much for you the last time, Radis. So
I think where you
Con had to see that.
Where you see the hate still coming for us is because we're associated with Gucci. I think we're associated with a manager who, quote unquote, did not show up to Barbarian's match, which behind the scenes he had actual life stuff to deal with. So I think it's just Gucci's natural persona turns people off, which that's on you if you don't like him, because we do.
Finstock / Bobby Gucci to me is at least as of right now the best manager of all time. Look at that man's track record; it's outstanding, and I think people get so lost in the character. I think it's what it is as well. I'm not I think people believe Gucci he that's him all the time. And Khan, I guarantee you and Radis will be the first people to say, yo, that ain't Gucci, the one that y'all think shows up to matches, the one that's out here recommending video game movies. So I'm not gonna lie to you. When I heard him say video game movies, I'm like, what? But at the same time, I'm like, yo, he's probably putting up a front. At the same time, because you're more than capable of figuring out your opponent and choosing the correct slice. And of course, you're going to listen to the wisdom from Bobby Gucci, a seasoned vet in managing the Schmodown. Mm-hmm. But all of y'all have a ton of talent and success so far this season, and we're not even halfway through. That's the crazy part. Like we're barely halfway through. I know a lot of folks are calling Collision the halfway point. Okay, let's say it is. Damn, that's 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
And there's still a butt ton of matches in between now and then. And we see the exchange this week. Like we're seeing some folks again. So there's a lot to there's a lot to love, and I guess there's a lot to hate at the exchange, depending on where you lie in the Schmodown. But I see your comment.
Chris, can you do me a favor though?
What's
you have
up?
something brown on your nose? Can you wipe that off?
That's my skin tone, Shug. I can't.
Don't be insensitive.
Shug, come on, Shug. Really, Shug? We're gonna do that now?
Oh boy.
Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate.
Why can we do this when Con
No,
leaves?
I don't care. Hey, I don't care if you like the exchange, but Jesus Christ, I don't know where the exchange ends and Chris's head began, because good Lord, he was kissing that thing, really good. I thought you were corruption. I
show love where I am an unbiased after show host. I need to. I have to.
You're a fan of
unbiased.
I was just about to say, you just call football unbiased.
Oh, yeah.
No, Matt, you haven't been here for the last 15 minutes. I don't want to hear from you. And Shug, look, man, I'm trying to be the best host I can be, and I'm sorry. Am I upsetting you with my unbiased?
No, you're not upsetting me. No,
I'm giving love where love is due. I would have said the same thing if Colin wasn't here. I would have said the same thing.
Chris is just a fan of big PPE. Like, come on.
Exactly.
Chris is a fan of big PPE.
It's the PPE. That's where it's at. That's where the party's
I'm absolutely getting a shirt made for Spectacular.
There's definitely a shirt coming that says big PPE.
Oh, no.
There may already be one, Con.
I'm getting a shirt that says, "Hey, girl, you want to see my big PPE?"
No. And with that being said, ASG, don't try to slander me with Stephen A. Chris. Don't try to slander me.
That's high praise. Stephen A. Smith is.
I'm more of a Max Kellerman guy. Corey Cameron, are there any unbiased after show hosts? Ask me again after the show. We'll see if my answer changes. Chris has been making more sense tonight than ever. Keep it going. Thanks, Taylor. I appreciate that. Thank you. From you specifically, Taylor. Just you and you only from that household. And ASG in the chat, Amadou said Gucci convinced Haas to spin off of TMNT.
He did.
Look, no one's perfect. That's just no manager is going to do everything right 100% of the time.
No, absolutely not.
Right.
But let's be we can be honest with the results. Gucci has gotten it right more than he's gotten it wrong.
Yes.
Look at his track record.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the man's
and
resume.
this after everyone predicted us to finish in last place.
Yeah, I mean he got the players with the biggest PPEs.
Yes,
1,000%. Start the drinking game. Yes,
I know it's our new.
No drinking game content.
I'm saving my liver for Spectacular.
Yeah.
Well, if I can make it there,
it's going to be a while exclusive.
What's up, Alex? Love you, brother. I love Alex.
Would you rather call?
Can you block him from the Twitch? ASG, I love you, dude. But I'm about to block.
No, we might call. We should call Chris Shannon Sharp.
No, that would be me. I am the Shannon Sharp of the show, and
I mean, at least I can understand all three of you. But
listen, skill.
Hey, that's big PPE energy. You already know.
We got that big PPE energy here.
That's Con, bro.
Especially Con.
That's the king, bro. And Con, I know we got to let you go in a second, but we of course you have to anticipate. You just got done playing the match, but we're always looking forward, and especially for folks like you who keep winning, you got to be looking forward. And now you've proven not only you can beat rookies, regardless of what YouTube channel they're on, you could also beat some established people in the Schmodown who play multiple divisions and who can put up a fight in this league. Like Ben Goddard put up a fight in his match. He didn't let you. What?
Yeah, he didn't let me get the
Ben Goddard
TKOs.
did good. We can't act like Ben Goddard didn't play
He did
well.
good. Okay, he did well given the circumstances.
Yes,
Given the circumstances.
He did well.
He spun opponent's choice, didn't have the best time in movie release dates, obviously something he's not too strong at, and then he got through all three of his third round questions. He got that homeward bound question, which I popped for. I'm like, that's a great question. That's a great question.
All right. Yeah.
Yo, but Con, with you looking forward, right? Now that you can beat some sophomores, right? I know our boy, my best friend Leo in the chat, not ASG. I don't like you today, ASG. But Leo Logan said earlier, that Goddard's in a sophomore slump. Are you looking to advance past sophomores and rookies? Like, okay, are you looking forward towards playing some more seasoned Schmodown talent?
I mean, yeah, just give it to me, and then whoever the opponent is, as long as it's not the champ, because I got to earn that. Then yeah, I'll play them, and I'll.
So you want William Bibiani right now?
Sure.
Oh,
because we know how he does with release dates.
Oh. You heard it here first, folks. Go ahead and tweet that out. King Khan.
I will not guarantee a win against every single opponent. That's not where the cockiness. That's not how cocky I get. But I will put up a fight no matter who the opponent is.
My man will play anybody. He will play anyone in the Schmodown unless you're the singles champ. He wants to earn that. Then he'll beat you later. But King Khan, I know we gotta let you go because you of course, like you got a life outside of Spin from the Real. Of course you do. But first of all, thank you for coming on the program.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Finally, for coming on Spin from the Real. It's been a minute. I mean, you're always invited to our after shows, our little after parties, whatever we want to call them. But
we always need somebody there with the big PPE.
Yes, Lord knows we don't got it. So you got to bring the big PPE.
We don't.
You got to bring that to Spin from the Real or Schmo Me the Real or after shows for whatever pay-per-view. But is there anything you got going on outside of the Schmodown? Any socials you like people to follow you at, just in case they're not already following you?
I mean, I did recently change the Twitter handle just from Roka's suggestion. So I'm now at the King Khan on Twitter. So you can follow me there. You can probably find me in the chat during exchange matches where I'm not playing, cheering on my fellow competitors. And we plan to win a lot more than we lose this year in the second half.
You already know, baby. King Khan, thank you so much, brother. You know you have some fans over here, dude. With the big PPE, you already know.
That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah,
you can't even deny that.
Shug, we're not about that. But thanks, King. Really appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Anytime.
Have a good one, brother. That's the homie right there, King Khan.
That's right. That's right. Oh man.
Little did he know the mess he was getting himself into.
Let's be honest, he knew.
He watches our show. At least something I like to think he does.
He does. We see him in the chat every week. He does.
And how, because we're totally a family show.
We're just talking about PPE.
We're a family show that beats the hell out of a dead horse. Like that's our MO.
Oh hell yeah.
Like that.
I mean, I love to beat a good big PPE. Let me tell you, I like to beat it.
Okay. With that being said, there's two other matches that happened this week.
Was there a pay-per-view this week?
No, just two. This week we got a pay-per-view with two tag matches. As my man's chomping down, are those some damn gummies from the swap meet? Yeah, I remember. But Shug, I know you're a big Den show. You wear it on your forehead, and it's no secret. But something that happened this week was you saw a former Den competitor face off against another D faction, the Dungeon. They played for the Dungeon, David Del Rio, a lot of D's. But then he played Frank Moran of Swag, and Matt, you're also a swag mark, and you were hoping for a big Swag W, but David Del Rio came out swinging.
I said Del Rio was going to win because I love Winston.
Of course you're rooting for Moran. Because you want Swag to win one. I wanted
Swag to win, but at the end of the day, I look at the history of the player that they put in, and I'm like, he's not going to win. So I'm gonna be honest. I tell Winston, I would tell Winston the same thing to his face. I was like, when he drafted Moran, I was like, okay.
He played well against James White in the tournament last year.
Yeah,
and James White, we know how good James White is.
Yeah, I just didn't have the most faith with Moran going in.
Oh, so, I mean, of course. But David Del Rio absolutely brought it.
Yes, he did. For a guy who was cut, mind you, literally 2 weeks prior, basically.
So can we officially question why Kate? I know there's still a bunch of question
Yep.
marks.
I'm sorry,
We can
sir.
officially question it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. We got.
I mean, you could question it, but we won't know the ratifications of it until the end of the season. We don't know why. It might be personal reasons. Might be whatever reasons. There could be a million things. But just know, Chris. At least I stick by my manager, unlike you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Get over yourself, for the love of God. Look, Shug, we're playing a game here. We try to predict 2 wins. It's as simple as that. It's nothing more, nothing less. The second we do the predictions, I forget about them the second the show is done. We're playing a little game here. That's it. That's all it is.
Game of cat and mouse, apparently.
Some of us take it seriously, Chris, okay?
All right. It ain't me.
Oh, we know it ain't you.
No, that
Okay?
ain't me.
We know. But you're on every other show.
No,
okay?
my God. Oh, you jealous?
Me and Matt over here holding down Spin from the Real while you got
You're
there.
like, look, I'm not here. Matt was in and out of the Matrix the first half hour of the show.
He has internet issues. What's your excuse?
What do you mean? I'm here. What are you talking about?
I'm sure you would rather be other places.
There was a point where it was just me and Khan on screen. What are you talking about?
Because I had to get something to drink.
Oh,
but shout out
God.
to we have 10 people in our stream watching right now.
Yes.
I want all 10 of you to go to Euros of Schmodown.
It's just a Euro Schmo.
Euro Schmodown. And hit that follow button, man. They were awesome, really great people. They stream very late because they're in Europe, and it's like 8 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the United States. Amazing people though, so go make sure you follow. Yeah,
Leo mentioned it earlier. It was nice seeing you in that chat as well, Leo. Go support Euroschmo. I didn't know they were around until Shook had shared their link, and I went and checked them out, and they know what they're doing over there.
Yes,
so
they do.
Go show some love to another after show. Euroschmo.
Just not in an American accent, which is hard for me because I'm like trying to understand. But no, great people though. Awesome.
They were so nice to us too. And we popped in because all 3 of us are in the chat at the same time watching the show, and they were good. I like them. I definitely gave them a sub. And that's all thanks to Shook Twin It Out. So Euroshimon, make sure you check them out. And I see you actually in the chat. Thank you for coming and saying hi. But Leo Logan, Del Real was dropped, picked up, collects a dub not too long afterwards. And Del Rio absolutely killed it. Like, he goes perfect, misses the bonus in the first round. He gets Amy Adams in the second round, which he absolutely crushes. And he even gets some steals from the Anne Hathaway pull from Frank Moran. Again, opponent's choice in the Frank Moran Del Rio match. So opponent's choice. I hate that this segment's a meme, but it's always opponent's choice. Wheel slice of the week.
By the way, officially on the Teespring now. Wheel slice of the week. Opponent's choice.
We love our merch. Teespring. Go ahead and check us out. But the thing with Moran, right there it is. Yeah, don't get it twisted. By the way, yeah, don't get it. I'll give my don't get it twisted moment of the week before the show wraps. But Moran, he gets Robert Rodriguez at first in his first spin, but he spins away from it, and then he gets the opponent's choice, the kiss of death in the Shimona, apparently, which for a while it wasn't, but now it is if you get opponent's choice. I guess it depends on who you're playing. But Frank Moran, he still is playing well, got 6 out of 8 in his first round. It's not bad by any means.
Not at all.
But it's that stumble with the Anne Hathaway question, maybe getting just going for it on some questions, missing it. And then Del Rio's like, yeah, I'll get these free 2 points, So Del Rio just looked dominant again. He didn't even have to answer any questions in the third round. Like, it was a great pickup for the dungeon. Again, got a question. Kate dropping him again. We don't know.
No, we don't. We don't. Stop doing that. Stop.
Yo.
It's true.
It's a valid question.
It's a valid question.
It's like, why are you attacking me right now?
I just said it. We don't know what happened.
And you're right.
Behind the scenes.
And until then,
okay.
I'm sorry. I don't have the convictions that y'all do.
Because of that reason, we can question it.
I'm a mere plebe in the Schmodown kingdom, right? And I don't know what goes on. I'm just asking. I know we've heard from other folks that, like, depending on when the Star Wars tournament is, Lacey Gillerin may be tied up with, life because she's pregnant. Again, congratulations, Lacey. Yes, Shug's hot ass take. Apparently, we can't ask a question anymore. And Thomas Harper may be the damn Star Wars champion, so you might need a Star Wars player for the Star Wars tournament. That's where you pick up Ross Arsenal.
Mhm.
And but why Del Rio? Why drop Del Rio? So many questions.
I honestly don't know why she dropped Del Rio. Maybe from what I'm understanding is they just couldn't get him a match. You know.
And then my
Which
man
is then
gets a match a
weird,
week later.
but then it's just weird. Oh, gets a match. Yeah, a match a week later.
Like,
So I honestly I don't know.
Corey Cameron asking the same question in the chat. Not sure why Del Rio was the one that gets dropped, but the Den needed to open up a spot from Ross from nowhere just in case. Totally. And ASG on Twitch. ASG, we still got a problem. We still got. Don't act like we're friends anymore. I lied. I love you, ASG. As I understand it from Harper's explanation, the Den needed a Star Wars player, so they needed to drop somebody, and others are possibly more involved in study sessions. Ooh, Harper dropping that hot tea. Oh, okay. And we all know that. At least the assumption when David got dropped was, oh, he's busy because he's an actor and he recently just got some more work. And it's like, oh, okay, that's rad. That's great. But then he gets a match like a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and he beats Frank Moran in the way that he did, further proving that David Del Rio we got in the singles tournament last year that just barely lost to Chance Ellison is still in the Schmodown. He's still a threat nonetheless. And that's another weapon for the dungeon. A faction that does not need any more help. I think they're fine as they are, but now they get Del Rio and he's good as hell. It was just another big win for David Del Rio and the dungeon, like they needed it, because Lord knows they did. But Frank Moran and the issues and the struggles with Swag, like Swag this year it's been rough. It's been awfully rough for Swag, and
it's not like
keep in mind, when we had Winston on here a few weeks ago, he straight up said, Swag's at a point where they have to go perfect to actually be in contention at the end of the year. Well, they've lost their last 2 or 3 matches, so it's almost like they're out of it all.
Yeah, like, but it's not like Swag's is playing bad. It's just they're running into like these weird situations, and then it's like, David Del Rio hasn't played. This should be a match they should win, and then like he goes perfect, and then just the opponent's choice, and like it's like, okay, another bad week for Swag. So it just sucks. Yeah, and they're tied for last, which is crazy.
Swag is like that quarterback who people are like, oh, he throws a ton of interceptions, but when you look at it, it's just they're going off the receiver's hands and tipping into someone else's.
Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah, absolutely, makes sense.
I wasn't going with that, but yeah. Swag needs to win
but if you look at these teams, Matt, that are in last place, like we wouldn't have said that last year. If I would have told you last year Roxy Stryer and Winston Marshall are going to be in last place as a faction, you would have told me, no, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. You would have said like the Exchange, or you would have said the Den, or you would have said Sam Levine. No, what is it? Not Corky Mercs, the Usual Suspects. Oh. You would have said those. You would have said those factions. No, it's Roxy Stryer and Winston Marshall, Swag, and the Stars. Man, it's really crazy.
The 2 and 3 team last year.
Yeah.
Right. Like those are the 2 teams that were in contention for first throughout the back half of the season. And Corey Cameron brings up a point. Swag cannot be taking any more negative ones. Doesn't matter how many title shots you have in your pocket. That's another great point. They have a bunch of title matches coming up, and they're must-win matches. They need
to hit all 3 of those matches, or it's done. That's their season.
Exactly.
You can already start looking at being a Cleveland sports fan. It's at that point almost for them where it's like, all right, let's focus on the draft. Let's see what happens here.
Oh.
And right now, I don't know if people saw in the Facebook group, kind of a spoiler. Somebody asked a question about factions and how people are going to retain people, and he says it's not going to matter next year. It looks like we're getting rid of factions.
That's the vibe, right? That's the vibe that we're seeing. And by the way, any questions y'all have in the chat, if you're watching this after the fact, go check out Christian's Q&A on Facebook. Answered a lot of questions. Like a ton. Yeah,
make sure that if you got a question for us, send in to Streamlabs. That money goes to buying me and Chris more alcohol.
No, it doesn't.
It usually goes
me missing more shows. Me missing more streams.
But I will say this. That's going to be very interesting. ASG brought up the point that possibly that every player is just going to have a manager.
or their choice of playing for a manager. And
That's a lot of managers.
It could be what we had back in the early days, where you have loose factions to where the faction points don't matter. You're all playing for this same manager, but there's so.
It's the Schmodown, at least the vibe that we're seeing, the vibe that we're getting with questions being asked on Facebook or like on the other show that Christian was on. We didn't watch it because we were here. But if Christian answered a question there on POV, then okay, great. But the vibe that we're getting is that there will be no factions next year. So we're going to go back to what the Schmodown used to be. Granted, that's the Schmodown we all fell in love with.
Yeah.
But now we got the past 2 seasons or season and a half, we got so used to factions and points and X, Y, and Z. But it sounds like they're switching gears. And ASG with the question of the night, where's Jen Kemp? For the love of God. she's sitting on my fantasy team, homeboying the Heartbreakers, waiting for a damn match. Where is Jen Kemp? Question of the evening, 100%. But Swag's in a rough spot. They need to win those title matches, like you said, Matt. They need to win those matches. And Paulo Yama needs to cash in at whenever the right opportunity is. Like that dude, he can earn some big points for Swag. But at the same time, it's when is the right time? You know, is it in the current situation you're sitting in dead last or tied for last, or is it a situation later in the season where it's a last minute grab for points, just in case you're in a position that you can climb and get some type of, or get closer to the top, in the top 3 maybe. But who the hell knows? There was another match though. As Matt, we may have lost you for a moment. You look like you're thinking, Matt, and I love that. But on the
he's looking a little sus,
like just a little bit. But Shug, this is where the money's at, because apparently something happened on Friday. Apparently, I didn't watch the match, so I have no idea what we're talking about. Kidding. It's been the talk of the town the last few days, last few nights. And one more thing from ASG. I was hoping Oyama could use the free-for-all win to recruit a partner for a new team, but he can't do that based on how I think the new season is going to go next year. Maybe. If they let him money in the bank it and take it into next year, that'd be awfully interesting. If they let him do that, I don't know if they will. Because for all my wrestling fans out there, you win that money in the bank briefcase, the automatic title shot. You carry that until the next Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is a whole calendar year. Will they let Oyama do that? That's the question. That's another great question, ASG. But who knows? But who the hell knows? But let's talk Barbarian and McWeenie, Shug. Another great match.
You want.
Yeah. Matt, we got you, brother. They can see you. But, I mean, another great match. Both guys go perfect first round. They both do well in the second round. Primarily Barbarian does with the Robert De Niro pull. Gets a steal from McWeenie, who pulled DreamWorks. Another suspect getting DreamWorks in a singles match. We've seen that a couple times this season, or at least a suspect getting DreamWorks a couple times this season. But then that third round happens. I'm pretty sure that's what we all want to talk about, right? McWeenie needs to answer 2 questions to send it back to Craig, or excuse me, to Barbarian. He gets the first one in Julia Roberts. Okay, great. 2-point question, fantastic. And then the Western 3-pointer happens. And it's, I believe, John Wayne's only word.
The answer was True Grit, and he entered the name in the which is also the character's name.
Yes, he answered the character's name of the film instead of the movie. But the talk of the town has been, how quick did he correct himself? And I know on every after show, because I've seen it everywhere, it's been the talk of the town. People are trying to break down this moment. But I want to ask y'all for your 2 cents on the matter. Matt, we'll start with you, brother. When you heard, or you, yeah. Well, your son and your snap, crackle, and poppin', Shug. When you heard or when you saw the incident, what did you think of this whole McWeenie challenge 3-pointer fiasco?
I mean, it's a tough decision. It really is. To be honest with you, when you answer the question, from my understanding of the rule is when you go to answer, if you correct yourself within the time, like 1 second, then it's allowed.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, a lot of people I've seen other after shows say 5 seconds it took for him to correct it. But if you think about it, 5 seconds, unless you're counting one's Mississippi, 5 seconds goes quick. So you don't really, it's really hard to gauge how long it took him to correct his answer. So
Right.
I will agree with what the decision was and just say, hey, it is what it is.
And for those who may have missed it, if you're watching the show and you're like, what the hell are they talking about? So McWeenie, Michael and Matt alluded to a little bit ago, but if he sounded choppy, I'll repeat it. So McWeenie was asked the question of what was John Wayne's only Academy Award for what movie? And the answer was True Grit. That was the answer. But he said, I believe it was like Rooster Cogburn, which is the character he played in the movie, instead of True Grit. But he said it. A second went by and he said shit or shoot or something. And before Andrew or Mark actually said, ooh, incorrect or ooh, correct. Like before they can even say that, he's like, ooh, shoots, True Grit. So a few seconds had gone by before he said Rooster Cogburn and then True Grit. But there was a 1 second gap between answer and shit. You know what I mean? And ASG broke it down. So it's like 1.8 seconds till he says shit, then 4 seconds till he says True Grit. So there, it's a iffy situation on the rules. And Shugya mentioned the rule book. It clearly states in the rule book that competitors have 1 second to correct themselves on the event that something like this happens. And apparently he took 1.8 seconds or something like it, something in that vein. It wasn't 2, because if it was 2, I feel like this whole conversation would be different. That it was around the 1 second mark, and we all, as a collective community, were like, "Oh God, how are they going to do this?" And they challenged it. Sam challenged it because they wrote the answer incorrect initially. Sam challenged it, and it's by far the best challenge argument that I've seen the Schmodown, if not this year, ever. Sam talked his way into that ruling. Matt, I think you're muted unless you just mouthing the words.
I muted my mic while my computer's fucking.
You're fine.
I disagree, and honestly, this was the first time I yearned for the in-studio stuff. Because if this was an in-studio match, you want to know what they could do? They could say, "Hey, we're gonna go to a challenge. Stop rolling. Go look at the tape. Time it themselves, and then come back to it." Because they're using StreamYard or whatever they're using to record these matches, you can't without stopping the stream, downloading the video, then going to the moment, you can't.
Right.
So I will say this. I timed it. Each time I timed it, I got like around 1.7 seconds. Okay. 1.7 seconds. Sam took advantage of the fact that this is digital. We should be talking about a Craig win, a dominant Craig win at that. And at the end of the day, he got screwed over by the digital era. That's what happened. Word.
And Leo Logan asked a question in the chat. The most controversial victory of the season so far?
By far.
Yes.
By far.
Because Barbarian had a 4-point edge going into the third round, and the momentum was on his side. Barbarian was killing it. It was absolutely on fire. He was perfect. He was going perfect. And then the pesky 5-pointer that Newsy's questions what screwed him. But of course, that 3-point question on McWeenie's part happened first. And I didn't know what opinion to form. I was watching all these other shows. I was trying to get a grasp of every POV. No pun intended. I watched LGR. I watched Speaking of. I was going through the gamut of after shows because I wanted to understand everyone's point of view on this. And then coming into today, I have no idea how to feel about this still. I don't know.
It's by far the worst call that I've seen this year, and it's not Sam's fault. Like I said, Sam took advantage of knowing, hey, they can't look back at this. They can't look back at this, so let's play the game and win because they can't go back and be like, no, it was more than 1 second. Sorry.
And that's why I say Sam had the challenge of one of the best challenges I've ever seen because obviously he knew that. But I mean, of course, I'm not going to say that Sam played the system. I think he's a little bit better than that.
Let's be honest. Sam played the system, and that's what it was.
And if that was his thought process, then by all means. But Corey does mention a great point. Does the exchange win the challenge with any decent rebuttal?
No.
Let me throw this at you, Matt. So Ty Lieberman stepped in as the manager for Craig's match. So I know the go-to manager, if it's not Gucci, it's Craig. But Craig or Barbarian obviously couldn't manage his own match. I think personally, if the roles were flipped, if that was Lieberman playing and Barbarian being the manager, I think the exchange wins that because of Lieberman's his rebuttal wasn't the strongest. Like I was sitting there, granted, I'm sitting on my bed watching these matches. I was losing my damn mind. I'm like, yo, I would have been throwing a hissy fit if I was the exchange. I'd have been losing my damn mind if that was the ruling. But at the same time, they asked the offside judge. The judge ruled it in Sam and McWeeney's favor. Don't know who the judge is. Got to trust their word on it. And that's what happened. You know what? It is what it is. Schmodown will progress and we'll move on.
Right.
But I would have lost my damn mind if I was the exchange.
I will say this. I don't think any rebuttal could have saved that. Because ultimately, like I said, what they would do if they were in the studio, they'd stop rolling, go look at the tape, and then decide from there. They can't do that. They have to go based off of what just happened in real time. They don't get the review that they do if they're in the studio. So we end up with the same call, rebuttal or not.
Yo, I just wasn't a fan of how Lieberman approached it. And granted, we don't know what happened off screen. Mm-hmm. So I'll also keep that in mind. If Craig said, or excuse me, Barbarian said something and he was being the manager like how I thought he would have been in that situation for any of his players. But that is like what you said to start this, Matt. In studio, this wouldn't have happened. And we would be having a different conversation right now. But because of the circumstances, and there haven't been too many of these, of these real of course we've had controversial moments in calls, but this by far exceeds any of the other ones.
I agree, and this is why I will say this is the first time I've actually been like, no, this was the moment. This was the moment for me where I said these need to be in studio ASAP.
And it took a year and a half for you to say that now, which also speaks volumes to how well they've been doing up until moments like these. But Jeff in the chat, what's up, Quiz? I see you.
Hit it at the same time.
We'll do Jeff's first. This was a great example of what makes a great manager, especially in contrast to Witt's stand-in challenge work. Lieberman is a great player, but the work of a manager can be a whole other skill set. Yes, 1,000%. And ASG, a rebuttal would have probably saved it. That's what my thought is. I could have rebut with he knew he was wrong and he was just saying he knew the right answer. He wasn't correcting himself.
That's not a rebuttal that would work. That's not a rebuttal that could have worked because ultimately the rebuttal is about the timing. So they didn't ask final answer or anything because that's something they would have to ask in that situation. So that is with that alone, it wouldn't have won. A rebuttal wouldn't have won them. That
even then I know a lot of folks like on the socials or on the subreddit, people are throwing around the final answer thing that they do for teams, right? Even then, I think the final answer would have caused even more of a hubbub because it wasn't like a Liz Shannon Miller situation, like how she did not too long ago. She said the wrong answer. They asked her for the final answer, and then she corrected herself, but admitted that she didn't say it the first time. You know, like it would have been another situation like that. But in this case, that would have been a whole different situation. But now, like what you said, Matt, it's the timing of the challenge. I like to think a stronger rebuttal on the exchange's side would have made this challenge, this call different. But at the same time, I don't know what was said off screen. And that could have easily been said off screen, ASG. Easily.
This is why I say it ultimately comes down to how Sam presented it. Sam presented it as he gets time to correct himself. Sam presented it as I'm challenging this because he corrected himself within the proper amount of time. It's all down to timing. So any rebuttal you make has to be down to timing, not correcting himself. It comes down to he had the time to correct himself. That's what Sam's challenge was. So you have to look at the wording of the challenge. So with that being the case, you can't do anything about it because you can't go back and look at the tape. They're not going to stop the entire production. Stop, watch, let's make a thing, and then come back. That's a 15, 20-minute process. The digital. It's a 3 to 5 minute process in an in-studio situation.
Right. It's this whole situation it's weird. They did it to the best of their ability. And honestly, depending on how, yes, especially from someone that picked Craig going into this, I still think Barbarian played a better match than McWeenie did. And it just happened that this call puts everything into flux. And yes, Leo in the chat, this also plays a part into his slump.
I wouldn't say this because he's played 2 matches this year. The IG match, yeah, that was bad, and I've heard that they've toned down the difficulty of some of those Spider-Man questions since. But I can't say he's in a slump when he should have won that. He got screwed over by a call. He played a nearly perfect game and got screwed over by a challenge call.
A loss is a loss, dude. But no, like that's my
Chris,
one thing.
Chris, there's a difference between a loss being a loss and a slump. A slump is when you're not playing well. That is a slump.
Are you saying that Goddard's not playing well in his matches then? Because my man, to my knowledge, has not won a match this year.
He hasn't won a match this year. First match he played, that was.
Chuck, you're muted if you're trying to say something.
Yeah. They lost to Lightning Time to their 5-pointer. He lost to JT to his 5-pointer. Khan is the only one where the match looked bad, and then I think
even then.
Well, no,
but there was it.
Goddard missed his 5 in the JTE match, and then JTE hit his 5. So
no, Goddard missed his 5, but Goddard missed his 5. Yeah. And then against Lightning Time answered their 5 to win.
Mm-hmm.
Then Goddard played Khan. Was there one more match?
No, I think that's it.
He's 0-4 this year. I know that. So what's the match I'm missing?
Was it an IG match he played?
He hasn't played IG yet.
I'm on the site. Let me go to it.
So, I mean, either way, like I would consider Ben Goddard having a sophomore slump or having a slump of some kind.
He might be 0-3.
Because how I interpret a slump is
Spoiler shook what?
What happened?
What are you talking about? I don't know. Brandon Buck. He's like spoiler shook. Spoiler what?
It's
Khan's match.
Yeah,
Khan's match has been out.
The
he's either 0-3 or 0-4. Brandon, I don't know.
He hasn't won a match this year.
He hasn't won a match. He's lost all his matches.
Playing really well in those matches. Like even if the Khan one is his worst performance, that's still pretty damn good, and he could beat other competitors on any given day, 100%. But he's still having a slump because my man hasn't been winning any matches. And same thing with Barbarian. Yes, he's having great play against Alex in her geekdom and against McWeenie right here. But
he's 0-3. He's 0-3 now. I thought he was 0-4.
See, but here's the thing. Goddard, if anything, his play has done this. Barbarian in 2 matches in 2 different divisions, it was and then a sharp increase. That's why I'm not saying slump.
Goddard's dip, though. You're still incorporating a dip.
It's a climb.
Literally just went like this.
I said Barbarian has played 2 matches, so you start here and you go here. There's no dip in that.
He's still 2-0. He's still 0-2, Matt.
I'm not saying he's not 0-2. I'm just saying he played better his second outing, and he got screwed over by a call. So I'm not going to say, based off of 2 outings, that he's in a slump. He may be in a winning slump, but his play is not in a slump, at least in singles.
And that's what I'm saying, Matt. And that's what I'm saying.
See, you and I, again, this is a miscommunication.
And I said to you, I interpreted slump differently, and yet here you are. So what I'm saying is that he has not won a match. I consider that a slump. My man has not won a match this year.
See, but in sports, slump involves stats.
Here we go.
That's what I'm looking at. Stats.
Look, so what I'm saying, piano man, what I'm trying to say is my man hasn't won a match this season, so he's in a slump. He's in a slump, dude. Like my Cubs right now have not won a game in like 2 weeks. They're in a slump. You know, are they playing poorly? Yes, but they still haven't won. Even when they play poorly and they pick up a dub, that doesn't mean that they're that means their slump is over if they pick up a W. If they win and they only get 3 hits, it's still a W nonetheless. You know? So what I'm saying right now is that Barbarian and Ben Goddard have not won matches this year. I would consider them slumps. Like a slump of some kind. I'm not saying that oh, yo, they're playing poorly because neither one of them are.
So here, say he's on a losing streak. Slumps typically refer to a player's stats when you're talking about a single player.
Statistic. I will. He's having a losing streak. That's all. He's 0-2. Let's move on. I think we're good. Are you okay, Shug? Yeah, Matt. Don't get it twisted. There you go. Don't get it twisted, Matt. I prefaced that I interpreted slump differently. There you go, okay. Corey in the chat. If you're questioning what my don't get it twisted moment of the week is, that's it right there. I had something different, but that's it right there. But we do have predictions for next week. We have predictions for this week, I should say, that we got to do because we have 5 matches, an unprecedented 5 matches. We're back to pay-per-views, baby. We already know what the moves are. Matt, do we have an updated?
No, because I had my movie before this. I'm dropping off my godson. There's no updated one right now.
Word. Let's do some predictions, baby.
Yeah. All right. So first match of this week is the Outsiders versus the Press Room.
Yo, Horowitz has been on fire lately. I know my man's 2-0, but he's playing really, really well. And Perry Nemiroff, God damn it! I'll bite first. I'll say the Outsiders because I think they got to win this one. I think they have to. I think they have to. And I just think they're a better team, personally.
I mean, you already know who I'm going to pick.
Okay.
The Outsiders.
They need this W, dude. Like, it's not even – Thomas Harper can't carry the den to the finish line. I love you, Thomas, but you can't do it by yourself.
They need the win.
They need the win bad. They need to win bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got to say. They need to win bad.
Preston's been playing really well. Goddard's been playing really well. And their teams match.
Perry's
really well against Lightning Time.
Perry's played iffy her past 2 matches, but the pressure impressed me that first match, and Horowitz has just been on fire, like completely on fire. So I'm gonna go press room.
I mean, it's their first outing was definitely a good outing as a team when they played Rushmore. But Outsiders, dude, they missed one point. Yeah, actually, there's a pay-per-view on Friday. That's what's up. And ASG saying in the chat, Horowitz is the best player, but Outsiders, wow, Horowitz best player, but Outsiders should be more balanced. I would think so.
See, but Perry's streaky. That's ultimately what it. Perry's just streaky.
When was her last match? Was the team's match?
Yeah.
Has she had another match this season?
No, that's it. So, like, I'm thinking about her past 2 matches. You had this team match and her singles loss last year. Or was it a team's loss? Either way, she's due. That's how I view it. Perry being the
Did you just call Perry Nemiroff doo-doo?
No.
Oh, okay. I heard doo-doo.
I said Perry being the streaky player that she is, she's due. She's due.
Oh, okay. I thought you called her doo-doo.
No.
My bad.
So I'm going to go press room.
Okay.
Word.
Oh, you're wrong, so.
All right. Next
and he's
match.
cheating anyway. The cheating scandal is spin from the real.
I'm not cheating. Whatever.
He's definitely cheating.
No, I'm not. Brother Lomas versus Beth May is the next match.
Ooh.
That's a very interesting match.
I'll start. I'm taking Lomas because he showed me more trivia chops in his match than Beth May showed me in hers.
Wow. That's rude.
I'm being blunt here.
Apparently. Did you smoke a blunt before you came on or something?
No, I was rushing to eat and driving a 6-year-old back to his house because I took my godson to see the film today.
If Lomas can answer 3 round questions, I'm picking him. That's and I hope I hope so.
Beth May. Throw it up. Throw it up.
Throw it up. Can we do that? It's like
how we do it. Hey, we're spit from the real, man. We throw it up. We're like,
wait, no, Shug, cool it,
No,
cool it.
Look at the duck. Quack 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 quack.
Yeah, what's hold up. I used to be able to do dog. Continue. Move. What's the next one Friday?
Next match is Jader Paramo versus Eric Zipper.
Sheesh. Is this singles, right?
Yeah, this is singles. I got Jader, man. I got Jader.
Yeah, I'm going with the Hurricane.
Jader's been good. Talk about people that are due. I think Zips do, man.
Taylor, you need to calm down with you talking to me like that. Okay, just because I like you now doesn't mean I'll take that kind of talk toward me. Okay, relax.
I'm damn it. I'm gonna pick Jader.
You got
too.
Jader's in the chat. Jader's in the chat.
I'm gonna pick Jader too. Zips do though. Talk about people that are due. I think Zips do too.
Zipper is
you just call Zipper doo-doo?
Should get your ears checked.
They're dirty right now.
Pay-per-view. AHG, don't know why two 0-1 players have a match while I'm still waiting for Kemp, or if you're going to go with somebody who's 0-1, somebody who really showed something in their loss, like Blunden. Scheduling, man. That's probably what it is. Like, it's probably just scheduling. Like, and trust me, I'm waiting for Kemp just as much as you are, brother. But it's probably scheduling.
Damn right. The players' champ.
The people's champ, baby.
All right.
The Rock out here.
The pay-per-view. Undercard, Rushmore v Final Exam. My exchange shill is showing, and so is my swag shill, and I have to pick one of my favorite factions to lose.
I'll start. I think this is Rushmore's match to win.
You mean lose? Rushmore's to lose because
I think they're the better team in this out of these.
No,
two.
that's my that's my point. Like if it's you're picking them, it's their match to lose. Like you think they're going to win. That's what that saying means.
I'm picking Rushmore.
Yeah. Okay.
And yes, Corey, to answer your question in the chat, if Final Exam loses, I do believe this will be the end for them as a team.
Yeah.
Unless something happens with the teams tournament. But that's the thing, Leo. I'm tired of having that conversation of which version of who. I'm tired of having that conversation. I'm rocking with what I see.
I'm rocking with my exchange shill this time. I'm sorry, Winston, but Lon hasn't showed me what I need to see to feel comfortable picking Final Exam. In singles or teams.
Paul can easily have another title match just with somebody else.
Yeah, I'm going with Rushmore also.
Yeah, JT and Roca, they were absolutely killing that team's tournament, and they lost to Danger Zone, who it's two of the best players of all time. I mean, same thing for Rushmore, but I mean, one of these teams has the GOAT on them, so I think they'll make their way back to the title picture sooner rather than later.
The GOAT law.
Are you saying that?
You said one of those two teams has the GOAT on them.
Yeah, out of Danger Zone and Rushmore.
I thought you were talking about
No. They lost to the team that had the GOAT on it. Gotcha. So they're due for they're going to get back into the title picture sooner rather than later.
And I think Roka's going to play pissed. That's we saw how on top of it he was in that Ben Bateman matchup. I think Roka's going to play pissed because he's still probably hot from all those allegations that were popping off. So
hopefully he plays better when he's hot.
Yeah.
Main event, baby, title match.
Deception versus Lightning time.
Oh shit! Here we freaking go.
Yeah, here we go. Let's see where Chris Lopez goes with this one.
You want me to
start us off?
Come on, Chris Lopez. Come on, Chris Lopez.
The team that'll win this match is a team that played in the team's tournament not too long ago. But the first pick in the NHL draft, I'm taking Adam Collins and Marisol McKee.
Damn right, you better. If you wouldn't have, I would have blasted you all over Facebook.
I'm aware. You would drag my name through any type of substance.
Oh, I'm already gonna drag your name.
I'm picking Deception. I've been super high on Lightning time, but I'm rocking with the Collins Marisol connection. I'm rocking with it.
I'm picking Deception also as much as it pains me to do.
Don't lie.
I hate corruption. Anyways, ultimately here's my thing. I think Marisol and Collins cover each other's weaknesses well, whatever weaknesses they may have. What I've seen with Liz Shannon Miller and Ethan Irwin is they seem to this is the same issue we had with, say, the Bibbs and Whitney Seibold team up. There's another team up that's slipping my name. The names are slipping right now. Where
critically acclaimed.
No, another team I'm talking about besides that. Where their knowledge was too similar, and that's ultimately what caused their downfall. And I think that's the situation we're in with Lightning Time. So I'm gonna say Deception for the win.
Suge Knight.
I'm going Lightning Time.
No,
I'm going Deception.
Lightning Time, this match should be really, really good. And the downfall that Lightning Time had in the teams tournament was that classics category. But we saw Ethan clean it during a match recently. So who the hell knows? And actually,
we should do it together. We should do it together. You and me.
I'm sorry. I'm rocking with Deception. I love Deception. What they got going on this year. And Marisol's gonna have herself one hell of a July if she takes this W. One hell of a July, because especially with how I'm leaning towards a match we'll talk about in a few weeks with Kevin Smith. Like, I think Marisol's gonna have herself one great July, and further leading towards more gold potentially in her future. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Done and done. Look, y'all, it's I try my best every single Monday to bring it to the show, just for Suge. Regardless of my performance, I could have a 5-star performance, and Suge would still drag me.
First off, Chris, you'll never have a 5-star performance. Okay,
Chris,
never.
Chris, our favorite person has something to say.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hoe too.
Oh yeah, that's my dad. And if I forget who he was referring, who said they were a hoe first, I'm pretty sure that was me.
Somebody called you a hoe, and you agreed.
I did. I called him.
Suge called you a hoe, and you're like, I am a hoe. And it's like PLD retorted, it's okay, I'm a hoe too.
Like father, like son. You know what? Like I get it from somewhere. I didn't get Suge's hoe. I got.
You didn't get it from your mama.
But did we miss anything? This is a shorter show.
Very short. Yeah.
This is normally what happens on a 3-episode week.
Right. I mean,
next week's going to be next week's going to be miserable.
Get ready, baby. It's going to be great. Shimoda Me the Real this upcoming Friday. We'll be here on Watt.
Our channel, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here on Watt. After the pay-per-view, maybe like 15 minutes after the pay-per-view, we're going to be live on this very channel with our buddies from Shimo Me the Money. Shimo Me the Money. Talking some pay-per-view.
Show me the money.
2 tag matches, and they're going to be really damn good because there's 4 great teams facing off against one another on Friday. But Ashley in the chat talking about me and my soapbox. It depends. It totally depends.
I have a feeling a friend of ours put her up to saying that.
And I also have a feeling because that same friend criticizes me. One of these days, I'm just gonna pop on y'all, and I'm just not gonna say a word the whole time. It's gonna be great.
It'll be the greatest day of our life.
I didn't say jack shit.
That's great. That's the point. You're gonna be an innocent bystander. It's gonna happen one of these days. I'm just gonna come on here and not talk. It's gonna be awesome. But
please, God,
make sure you go ahead and follow us on the Twitters down at the bottom at Spin from the Real at Watt Real Ents. We tweet on those constantly. Plus, I mean, if anything fun happens in the Schmodown, Spin from the Reels, where the party's at every Monday right here, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on Watt Real Entertainment. And we have a bunch of other great programming every single week. Myself and Suge will be back on Thursday for some more Loki chat. One of our favorite shows going on right now. You already know, Bubba.
Only 2 more episodes left.
2 more episodes left, and make sure if you're following that to check that out, because we've been having a lot of fun with it. It's been a really good time hanging out with Chris and talking nerd stuff. It's been awesome.
Last week,
thank God Matt's not there because I'm tired of him.
Last week, that's my soapbox. Ashley, if you want if you want to hear me get on my soapbox, Loki reviews for Chris's sake every single Thursday here on Watt until the show ends. So next week. But we had the lunch break hot take guys last week. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to them as well. They were fantastic to have on the podcast, on the show. It was awesome.
Amazing.
Friday, Wrestle Real. Just in case you want me the real wasn't enough, you get a double dose to me on Friday. Wrestle Real, 6 p.m.
Ooh, look at
Eastern,
that.
5 p.m. Central. Wrestle Real, look at that nice logo. Nick and I go nuts. We go wild every single week on that show. Nick just bought 2K20, the worst game ever. WWE 2K20.
I told him, I'm like, this is why you should have bought freaking. This is why you should have bought 2K19. I'm like, that's why 2K19 is still full price.
Yo, but 2K20, it's so bad, it's so good, and we had so much fun with it on the show last week. So make sure you go and check that out. 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central, right here at Watt Real Entertainment. Saturdays, Saber Reels, every single Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Toby Barkwell manning that ship that is Saber Reels. Sometimes you'll see Matt on it. Sometimes you see Colin Morris, our buddy Colin Morris, pop on that
Normally
show.
it's me and Colin. It was just because of the family party I was indisposed.
Right. Sometimes you'll see him like my boy Jacob Pickett pop on there every so often. That's Saber Reels, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central for your latest and greatest in Star Wars. My boy Toby Barkwell manning that ship. And of course, Sundays, Real Talk, Matt and Nick talking about just bringing out folks talking about the industry.
And it's different format for at least the next couple of months.
That's fine.
So the format for the next few months, as you saw this it was last Sunday where I had a couple people come on to talk Fast 9. Going to do that again this Sunday with Black Widow, so be sure to check that out. The following Sunday will be with Space Jam. The Sunday after that will be with Snake Eyes, and so on and so forth.
Rad. Every single Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We have a lot of stuff going on here on Watt and more to come. We do have a bunch of other shows that we're going to either get off the ground or they're going to come back very, very soon. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't hit that bell, get the notifications when we go live feels like every single day of the week. But I think we're good. I think we're all good for today. A little short show, a little short ski.
And don't
Good.
forget, get your big PPE energy shirt on our Teespring, and also the Don't Get It Twisted and the Wheel Slice of the Week shirt, because Spin from the Reel has so many different shirts because we're the
the big PPEs. And also a little bit of a self-plug ski. Follow Suge and I on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok at C Anthony Lopez. I've been way more active on that than I thought I would be. So follow me on there, and of course follow my boy. The reason why I got back into this, Suge9323. Follow my man on TikTok. We're awfully active. Surprisingly active, the two of us on TikTok.
It's very hilarious.
It's funny as hell, dude. What? I know you posted on Twitter, but that damn Stone Cold. You did your best Stone Cold impression, or the DuckTales one.
Yeah.
That was fun too.
The DuckTales one was pretty fun with you and me, and then the Stone Cold one, yeah. So
a lot of fun
make sure
stuff
to join
going
us.
on. You already know, baby. You already know. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on social medias down there. You'll find all our Twitters on the Spin from the Real Twitter. But until next week, do not forget, spin it from the real, not the peg. We'll see you on next Monday. Have a good one. Adios. Bye.